Right, I've been wanting to do this for a long, long time. From Madigan. My father used to tell what he called funny stories, mostly about himself. Well, I'm a chip off the old block, I'm worse than he was. I don't mind saying myself, this song's about me, it's a long one, about how to forgive and forget. This song's about me, and it's for my sons, the ones who haven't forgotten me yet. I'll be as quick as I can. I'll try not to rave on, but there's some background that I need to mention. Dad expected us kids to show some respect and to always give him our full attention. So if he suddenly went quiet, we'd know what to expect. We'd look at each other, no one spoke. Where was I? It was always the same. Big family joke. Here's my funny story. I was born in Broken Hill, but I left at the age of 4. So I'll start halfway through and tell you what I found when I went back in midlife for more. I stayed for 1 week, then on a whim I drove up to the tourist centre that looks down on the town. There in the souvenir shop was a book with the names of all the men who'd died underground. 630 something. Where was I? Let's go back to Tarak, to the 50s, back to the start, to those dinner time stories that my father told so many times. I still know them by heart. About how hard it was in the Depression for a young mechanical engineer, that he had to work with the fettless on the Whyalla Railway. Nearly a year. He was handpicked for a job at Mount Lyell. Promptly fell for the boss's daughter. Set up. He proposed, she accepted. So he switched companies. He felt that he ought to. His bride-to-be waited down south for a year. Well, he got a job supervising the first ever shaft in Broken Hill with a reinforced concrete lining. Please do me a favour, give me your full attention, or you'll miss the best part of the action. And then you won't get the punchline when I let it rip. I won't get to see your reaction. Check out Betty, the youngest of 6. Very bright, mum depressed, dad a mine engineer, with no savings left to send her to uni. Give her a brilliant career. She was sent off to Melbourne, to the Emily Mac. Females of those days were trained in compliance. So the best they could do was this brand spanking new School of Domestic Science. Meanwhile, check out Struan, her battling fiancé, down the mine, doing what a man must. A long ladder, a platform suspended by cables, heavy curved formwork, wet concrete and dust. On a Tuesday with only 4 days to the wedding, the platform collapsed. Dad hung on for dear life. You never told me, Mum would always chip in. She liked to play the long-suffering wife. It's not hard to imagine the chaos, the mad grabs, the terrified gasping for breath, as 5 men scrambled to safety, and 1 man fell to his death. And that's where the story usually ended, with a sigh of relief and a laugh. But Dad made it to the Melbourne Grammar Chapel on time to marry his better half. Struan wanted a son. Betty gave him 3 daughters. After the 3rd one, she broke down and cried. Then, at their final attempt, I was born. She tried suicide. Well, I was under the hammer from the start of day one. To impress, to succeed, to excel. And for my first 14 years, I gave it a shot. I was doing exceptionally well. Dad worked like the devil to get on in the world. Mum was always going on strike, her words. I did my best to please them both. That's what my life in Toorak was like. Now when I was 14, my sweet eldest sister, clutching the diploma she thought that she needed, went into the world, but she couldn't cope. She tried suicide and succeeded. I went off the rails that my father had laid. I went crazy. I couldn't stop thinking. And after that we only ever saw eye to eye, odd times, when we'd stay up late drinking. Where was I? In the souvenir shop, having an idle look, turning the pages one by one of this big, new, glossy book. On Tuesday the 30th of November, 37, Charles Frederick Hill, 29, died underground, and now a small photograph of his face looks straight into mine. One night in his cups, Dad told me the whole story, how when they inspected the platform next day, he saw a telltale mark left by the heavy steel formwork, and with his foot he rubbed it away. He was always pragmatic. He was a good poker player. As he said, there was nothing I could do to bring him back. The poor bloke was dead. Charles Frederick Hill, if you wanted revenge, well, I was the young man for you. I ran away. That's how I got here today. I broke Dad's heart in 2. Why did he tell me? Why did I turn away when he laid all his cards on the table? He wanted me to understand, but I was so busy hurting. I just wasn't able. Never lose your temper except on purpose, son. That's what he used to say. Life's only interesting because of its problems. Jesus, I've had some interesting days. Don't try to carry so much stuff at one time. That's a lazy man's load. Up the workers, it's hard at the top. It's hard down the mine. And it's hard on the road. When I was a young man, I hated my father. Now it's my turn to get old. To see past his ambition and his iron will, to feel his heart of gold. They say time will tell, they say time heals all wounds. I'm fresh out of ideas. They say never, say never. Ah, clever is clever. When will I run out of tears? 'Cause when the shit hits the fan, there's no time to think. If you do, fair chance you'll go mad. Grab my hand, Charlie. Don't let go. Grab my other hand, Dad.
That was really good.
Ah! You were listening.
Yeah.
So was I. My paperweights.